It's great to have your company always on our effervescent deal. Is the #1 television breakfast show, not just in Nigeria, but on the continent, especially as we acknowledge the fact that we are always better together. Nigeria is the giant of Africa, and we hold sway because we do it together. We stand the test of time together. We build together. We strive and struggle together. And that's how today on our show, we'll be talking about those children who make us better people, who comprise over 50 million of our number, which is 200 million strong. Today is May 27th. It's Children's Day. We'll also be combining lots of gist about the forthcoming inauguration. As you know, Monday, May 29th is Inauguration Day. So it's a potpourri. Our children who make us better as leaders, as guardians, as parents, and children we once were. And then again, Nigeria, its growth, its progress, its path, its journey. Welcome. It's Weekend Deal. Indeed, we're better together. My name is Thelma Obaze. In the course of the show, we have a co-anchor who will bring that freshness to the Children's Day celebration. You're watching Weekend Deal. Nigerians have been doing it together for over 62 years. And we reaffirm every time we elect a president in a peaceable manner that indeed we're meant to be together. And when we work together, irrespective of our diverse cultures or religions, we stand strong, very strong indeed, and our ties bind us together. In our background feature today, Francis examines, along with Kumi Fakeye, about the antecedents of the past presidents and the bright future that Nigeria indeed grasps.
I intend to keep my oath and serve as president to all Nigerians. I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Almost 8 years ago, President Muhammad Buhari took the oath of office as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, with the promise to serve Nigeria faithfully in all aspects of national life. How far so far?
I'd like to commend the present administration. They've done some good jobs in terms of infrastructures. I commend them for bringing in the train system back, the Kaduna Abuja rail system line, and then the Ibadan Lagos line. And I hear that they are working on getting it across to like a south-south. So, which is very, very important. But I think they could do more better, if we have what they call like a cargo train that will move cargo from the seaport into the city.
Ahead of the May 29 inauguration, the president-elect Asiwaju Beulah Chibu will officially assume office after a swearing-in. What are the expectations of Nigerians?
Is to find a way to tackle the security system and to make sure that the energy, so if we get the energy done, and then the issue of the youth, to see how we can engage them. There's so much to be done in this country that we can get our youth in, and they are the future of this country. The incoming president has had that challenge in Lagos before. He has created so much in Lagos today that look at what happened at the Lekki Free Trade Zone. This was the idea that was passed about 25 years ago. And this is bringing in, as what I've heard, about over 100,000 jobs. So that's what he has done in Lagos. It's going to be what he's going to do for the entire Nigeria.
The Nigerian people want Nigerian to kind of forge ahead in the area of unity and reconciliation. There's so much tension in the land. There's religious tension, there is tribal tension, there's also regional tension, north versus south. There's tension among within the polity. There's tension. So the next thing the government should do is to quickly see how it can douse that tension.
The first assignment facing the president-elect will be the choice of cabinet members, as the quality of his cabinet and close aides would determine how far he will go in dealing with the challenges facing the country.
During his days in 1999, when he came in as a governor of Lagos State, he brought in all these young guys, Governor Fashola, Baniredem, Oshibajo. Those are the guys, the young guys, they are lucky, they came in. I mean, if you look at the cabinet of 1999, where they are today, they are pretty much everywhere. It looks at what you are, what's your quality, what's your pedigree. Those are the things. It's going to be more, I think, to me, it will be more of a technical than the politics. But the politicians still have to be part of the people that he will bring on board.
Despite the challenges confronting the nation, Nigerians must come together and put aside their religious and ethnic differences and work towards the common goal of building a prosperous and peaceful Nigeria, for we are stronger and better together.
When there's a sports meet going on, maybe a football match, you see Nigeria, they're all united. Immediately the match ends, everybody go back to their shells. It ought not to be so. An American will remain an American, whatever the case may be, even when there's war or there's crisis, there is mass shooting. An American, whether it's on the media or on the street, they just speak as an American. So that is, I want the nation to look at that particular area, so that the thinking of an average Nigerian, whether in the marketplace, whether in the street, in the school, is that Nigeria first.
The unity of the country is very important. As a Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, we come together as one. Unity is the best thing in the world. When people come together as one, they accomplish so much. I was a former diaspora. I'm back home now, and I've been telling all my people in Nigeria, the next 4 or 5 years, it will be too late for them to want to come back if they don't come now and join this team to make sure that we move Nigeria forward. That's what we need.
Nigeria can be great again if all hands are on deck to build the nation of our dream. Therefore, our focus on Weekend Deal today will be Nigeria Better Together. Weekend Deal.
I have someone here with us today on Weekend Deal who's been sharing his thoughts with me and definitely on this great path together. Let's welcome Otumba Lanre Ipimisho, former Director General of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Yes. Sir, it's an honor to have you with us today on Weekend Deal.
My great pleasure. Good morning, Nigerians. Happy weekend.
It's also Children's Day.
It's Children's Day. Indeed. Lovely children. Happy Children's Day. Nigeria is set to make your life beautiful.
Oh, indeed. That's heartwarming. It's great to have you on our show, sir. We're talking about our cultural diversity and then the greatness of our country, Nigeria, and how we can harmoniously continue to build on the path to progress. There's many thoughts being shared as Inauguration Day stares us in the face in just a few hours. While looking at our journey, it's been almost 24 years of an uninterrupted democracy, of which you have been an active part. Where are we? What direction are we looking towards? How are we to position ourselves?
We are doing very well. Believe me, we're doing very well. We have seen the other side. We have seen how much people struggle to convince us that military rule was good. We have seen how the whole thing collapsed. It's not correct at all. So this one we have, we cherish it. The hiccups you are seeing, it's just normal.
I like that. We cherish it.
We cherish it.
We cherish it.
We
hard fought, hard won.
We love this democracy you are seeing. You know, now people have learned over the years to tolerate protests. That, oh no, he doesn't hate you. It's just his right. And it doesn't mean that your government must come down today if I say what you are doing is wrong. Just listen to me and tolerate me. You know, but a situation where you pack your whole family into a bus and the morning you woke up, you slap the driver that is going to drive your children to school, and you are even praying for the car to have accident. What point are you making for Nigeria to tumble? What point? What point are you making?
To whose advantage will that be?
Where do you want to go to that will receive you like Nigeria? If you and I decide that we want to see Mr. President, we'll put up our application and wait. He will see us. He will see us. When will I say, what will you say you are looking for in the White House? I know Nigerians go there.
This is where our business is.
This is where our business is. This is where, you know, your best matters.
But how have we fared in terms of stabilizing, putting in place things that will positively impact Nigerians? You know, we heard we have what we call our background feature, and when it was being aired and Francis was having a chat with Kumi Fakeye as well as Mr. Isaac, they talked about many areas where they feel Nigeria has made positive inroads. Talked about the train system.
The train system.
Some talked about infrastructural development.
The American space something. Nigerians are there. In medicine, I just called somebody now in New York. Now I would like to see you. And this is one of the topmost experts, consultants in the U.S. You hear me, somebody?
You know, some people, you know, how
These
true
are
is it
Nigerians.
that Nigerians are able to rise very fast outside our shores, and here they face extenuating circumstances that limit their ascendance in a swift nature, as in the climb here may be slower than it is outside our shores. Is there any truth to that?
No, there is. There's a lot of truth to it.
Indeed.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to it, and it's badly affecting us all through our lives. You know, about 40 years ago in our schools, we used to have other nationalities coming to teach. And I know of some nationalities that if you are not doing well, you feel the teacher looking very sick, very unhappy, creating extra hours to put you through. It's only our own people that will tell you that, oh, 2,000 people, you want to become lawyers. No, it's not going to happen. I've already set my receipt, regardless of how much you work and all that. You hear your teachers tell you he doesn't want you to pass. So where's the job? Okay, if you all become lawyers, what will I be eating? And they mean it. I have my girls in one of the universities now. They said, if you just make the mistake of calling a professor doctor, you almost not finish in that school. What does that mean? What does it mean, my dear? What does that mean? In some countries, the moment you start teaching, you are a professor.
Perhaps it's because, just like we're talking about how Nigeria was hard fought for and hard won, perhaps the movement from doctor to prof was hard fought.
You don't know how these things turn around to affect you.
You have mindset of the students.
Yes, you are building children to hate you. Why will you do that? These children, whether you like it or not, in another 30 years, if you don't know them, you don't know anybody.
Indeed.
These
And it's
children
already
you are
happening. It has
If you
happened.
don't know them, you don't. If you want PAMSEC of this, MD of this, they are classmates.
I ask you to hold your thoughts just a bit. Our conversation will continue. We'll go to Lagos and this very interesting theme, this contagious theme of Nigerians being better together is not just ascending in the FCT, it's going round the entire country, Nigeria. And in Lagos, when it landed, it held sway. Let's see what Channel 10's putting together.
Nigeria is blessed with people of various ethnic groups with diverse religions, beliefs, values, cultures, and traditions. Over 500 additional indigenous languages are spoken here too.
Bí ọ̀tá fẹ́, bí ọ̀tá kọ̀, orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà máa gòkè ibi gíga.
One of the beauties of the country is the strength she derives from her heterogeneous nature through intertribal marriages that brings about the rich social and cultural heritage of the country called Nigeria.
There's nothing bad about Hausa marrying Igbo, Igbo marry Hausa, Yoruba marrying Igbo or Hausa. It's by that we can even learn our languages. I can speak a little bit of Hausa, probably a pinch of salt about Igbo. I'm very good in Yoruba. So if you have these intertribal marriages, honestly, it will enhance the unity and diversity.
Intertribal marriage, Yoruba getting married to Igbo, Igbo getting married to Hausa. So far there is love there, and there is understanding, and there is compatibility. I think there is no problem.
I'm from Ogun State. My father is from Ogun State. My mother is a combination of Kogi and Bauchi, and I'm married to a man from Abia State. 26 years, if you ask me, I will encourage anyone who would love to do intertribal marriage to go ahead and do it, because I have good stories to tell.
Varieties in food and even dressings brings out the rich social and cultural heritage that defines us as a nation. The edikaikon soup and onyonyo dressings from South Nigeria has cut across all tribes. Everyone, no matter the tribe, wears buba and iro, even though it is unique to the Yorubas. Certainly, the Igbo man enjoys groundnut cake, popularly called kulikuli from the north. That's our beauty in diversity.
I'm not Yoruba, but I enjoy eating amala. I like eating amala with ewedu soup and begiri, plenty of body and roundabout. Truly, it's a delicious meal.
I'm from the south. I love ikokore very well. I eat it a lot. It's a lovely food. I later realized that it's from Ijebu people.
Unfortunately, we have not fully taken advantage of our diverse nature as a country. Little wonder there are crises in many parts of Nigeria. To this, it is pertinent for Nigerians to see the country as one indivisible nation and come together to fulfill the dreams and aspirations of our founding fathers. Harnessing the diversity has brought about tremendous advantages to the country, both in social and economic spheres of life. Our diversity has united us as one Nigeria. Hence, we're to embrace one another with love and respect to each other's culture, norms, values, and religion.
When you use the palm to beat your chest, it will be louder than using a finger. So that's one of the diversity. And if you look at the fingers on your palm, they are not equal, but they have their functions. So also Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, we have our functions. We can't divorce that from ourselves unless we are deceiving ourselves.
You respect me, you respect my culture, my beliefs, my religion, then we're talking of unity in diversity. So the word respect is a constant. It is very important. And I always say to people, there are two very important words when it comes to relationship. That's respect and communication.
To this end, it is pertinent for every Nigerian to see the country as one indivisible nation and come together to champion the dreams and aspirations of the founding fathers who strive to foster national unity in the country. Nigerians should remember that in unity lies our strength.
Nigeria, for Nigerians, we are indeed better together. intra-tribal marriages. We're doing it celebrating different rich and vibrant cultures. We must have mutual respect and regard for everyone. And that's how I know I was chatting with Otumba Ipimisho before we took that feature from Lagos. But let's welcome someone, it's their day. Beulah Chibu she schools with Noble Hall Leadership Academy for Girls. Beulah, how do you do?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, Nigeria. It's Children's Day, the day of children where we can just relax and be happy. So thank you for having me.
Great to have you with us as we have today on our itinerary some nice and very entertaining packages for children. You heard me earlier, I was chatting with Otumba Lanre Bimisho. He's the former Director General of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. So we're talking about Nigeria, our cultural diversity. I'm Edo, he's Yoruba, and you are Igbo, but see us seated together, smiling at each other. That's talking about, in spite of our different cultures, we can be one. That's what Nigeria is about, isn't it? When we're talking to children recently, like on Thursday, many Nigerian children were insistent on the fact that we must domesticate the child's act in Nigeria so that every Nigerian child must go to school free. Are you aware that there are some children who are not in school?
Yes.
How does it make you feel?
I feel quite sad that the educational system in Nigeria isn't accommodative of everybody from every week of life, because we are the leaders of tomorrow and we need to be educated and we need to be informed about what's going on in our lives, in the applied physics. Like every single point requires some form of education, and it would open up lots of opportunities for different people.
And possibilities too. Otumba,
That's brilliant.
what's your take on that? Beulah is just sharing our thoughts, because we had many Nigerian children say some people are not in school. It's important for all children.
It's not
to be
just
in
so.
school.
It's huge. The figure is frightening for everybody. So you wonder, where are you going to thrive with all as brilliant as you are, with this number of children not going to school? Okay, they could be playing around until they are like 18, 19. After 18, 19, what will they be doing? So it's something to worry everybody.
They become a menace to society.
There is a city where we have over 10 million. 10 million
young people
on the streets.
Not in school.
Not in school. That is 10 million sources of trouble of why you cannot be at peace. Because of ignorance that follows lack of education. Because of not understanding our goal. We can't share a goal, isn't it? Because this one is educated, this one is not educated. So it's going to waste your efforts or cause you to do more, a lot more than you ought to do.
I think also another reason like education for children and youths is very important is because the day and age we're going into, how technology is advancing, and if people are not informed about that, working in office spaces will not be very possible because you're not very conversant
with what goes on there. Even nowadays, we have remote jobs. With the level of education that you are getting that is driven by technology, in the future, you could sit at home and work and earn your pay. Yeah. It could even be more than some people who are going to office spaces like we have been doing. If you were to share some words with beautiful Nigerian children today, what would it be to encourage one and all and to tell them that, we've been celebrating our diversity, different cultures, but a great country. We say we're better together. Share some of those values you have learned over time with those who are watching us today.
I just think, first of all, today is a day about fun for every Nigerian child, and we shouldn't shy away from making friends with anybody based on what we see.
Or where they come from.
Exactly.
Interesting, fantastic. So parents and guardians, you must find time to help your children unwind and relax today. Otumba, I'm sure you have plans to take your children out after our show today.
Unfortunately,
they are not young. They are busy with their lives. They're your grandchildren then. Okay,
yes.
NTA Knowledge, every year we put something together for the Nigerian child, letting them know that they are loved. And it came up on Thursday, just past. We put it together. Let's share it with you.
Children are the world's most valuable resource and are worth celebrating. NTA Knowledge Channel organized the 9th edition of the Children's Day to celebrate the world's future.
When you train a child, you train a nation. The world at large today is celebrating children in all its ramifications. NTA Knowledge is a unit of NTA concerned with dispensing knowledgeable information and in partnership with stakeholders. And that is why you see just a number of our stakeholders here. And we are all here to celebrate you children.
The need for more resources of funding of our primary education. That is the theme for this year Children's Day celebration. Education is a bedrock upon which our society strives and flourishes. It is through education that we empower our children to shape them for a brighter future, not only for themselves, but also for the entire nation. Yet, in our pursuit of progress, we must not forget the importance of laying a strong foundation.
The event featured march past, cultural dance, musical talent display, choreography, presentation of prizes to the winners in the 2023 Knowledge Zone Quiz competition, and lots more.
I want to tell you that if we all work together as with one common goal of ensuring that our children thrive and develop to their full potential.
Seeing children doing so many things, projecting Nigeria in a very good light, doing what adults ordinarily cannot even do if you bring them here. Honestly speaking, it was beyond my imagination.
You could see the attitude of the little children celebrating, rejoicing. They may even look as if they are fighting, but they are actually friends. This is what we need in Nigeria today.
I can see different schools here, different tribes, different religion coming together as one in love.
Nigeria should be one, and we should not fight or quarrel, but we need to be one as a family because we are all under one family under God.
Children are our future, also an important part of our present. Together, let's sacrifice our today so our children can have a better tomorrow.
I'm sure you all saw the showcase that NTA put together, and I feel like it was such a wonderful day, giving those children, their schools, their families a platform to showcase their talents. It's really exciting to see what we have here in Nigeria and what can be showcased in the future as we grow up can only be developed to be one of the greatest countries ever.
fantastic. You know, when we say the leaders, you are leaders of tomorrow, one wonders, you're already leading. You're already leading. Your vibrance is contagious, and your excitement too, your skill, your knowledge. Otumba, you saw what we just showcased. The NTA platformed Nigerian children and showcased them to the world.
Yeah, watching them gives one a lot of hope that the future is brighter than we can imagine based on the challenges that we think we have now. These children didn't act like kidnapping and all these stories that you hear about Nigeria. You can see how it takes a lot to train them, to bring them up the way they have been, which means, you know, our future is not at standstill, we're not going back, we're moving ahead.
Not at
to
all.
These lovely, brilliant children.
Their joy, you know, they were so excited. And what resonates with us even today, why our drama that we put together and this theme is so pertinent now, was that, you know, of the 15 schools that had their presentations, about 11 of them were showcasing the uniqueness in our diversity and how, in spite of our diverse cultures, we are united. And we have to be. You know, some students went as far as bringing a broom. You know, they tried to break it and then it didn't break, and they brought a broomstick and it broke, and they reminded us again that the more we are, unity is so key, and we can make grounds and tracks faster. Okay, I know that in the course of the show we also have a poetry, you know, from a young, one of our young Nigerians who has something to say about our president. Otumba Larry, we want to thank you for being our guest on the show today. It's been great having you, you know, talking about Nigeria, our young leaders, and sharing your thoughts and experiences.
Thank you very much. Nigeria, keep hope alive, renew hope indeed. I wish you well in our celebrations. We are having a new beginning, and it's taking us to glory. Thank you very much.
Great. A break beckons, don't go away.
I want to go to school. I want to be healthy. I want to be safe. I want my rights to be protected. We have dreams too. We have rights to education. We have rights to be safe. We have rights to be heard.
As an incoming government, I assure you that children will be the number one.
Children! We rule the world!
Area, we are better together. You're watching Weekend Deal, and that's how you can be sure that we know that to be a fact. We welcome Honorable Sam Onuigbo, Honorable Member of the House of Representatives of the 9th Assembly and the sponsor of the Climate Change Bill. Good morning, sir. How do you do?
Thank you. It's now an act.
Now an act. Okay, great. Thank you for joining us on Weekend Deal. We're talking our children, we're talking inauguration upcoming in a few hours. We're talking Nigeria, celebrating our diversity.
It's a fantastic time for us as a nation, benefiting from the peaceful and organized way of transferring power instead of hearing the sounds of gun as is happening in Sudan. So this is a good thing, and it gives you an idea of how a government is going to run and what time people are going to come back to their employers, who are the electorate, to say, please hire me again to do this for you. So it's a wonderful time.
Democracy is fantastic,
Absolutely.
isn't it? And we're the better for it. Beulah? Chat up, Honorable Sam Onuigbo.
Enjoy your position?
Oh, thank you. That's a great question. Enjoyment, well, is a position that presents you with a lot of challenges, and also gives you the platform to be able to do things that have the potential to impact meaningfully and productively on the well-being of the generality of the people. So that's why it's a special position.
Were you particular about children? What did you do for the Nigerian child?
I think for me, I have always supported them from primary, secondary, even up to when they do their NYSC. In my community, by the grace of God, I founded a secondary school for the community, public secondary school. And from primary school, they move easily to the secondary school. And I also started a program where I used to get corpers to come and serve in the school. And at some point, I would, make sure that I provide vehicles that will go and get the corpers from their camps and bring them to make sure that the children are well taught. And I have done that for a number of years. And I think the NYSC has a good record of what I've been doing. Why? When I served in Kaduna, I was so well received. And it was a wonderful opportunity for me because I served 83, 84. And I know that when we prepare the children, and in fact, interestingly, some of the people I taught when I was serving in Kaduna, I met some of them at the National Assembly. So, for me...
Interesting.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, this is the future. The children are the future of any nation. And that's why they need education, they need guidance, they need proper upbringing. And they need to know why we must function together, work as a people, understand our cultures, have opportunity to travel. I'm looking forward to a situation when things will improve for people to travel past, maybe not as much as I have done, because out of the 774 local governments, I think I've done maybe something close to about 400.
Interesting.
So I have a very happy feeling about the nation. I've traveled through west, north, east, all parts of the country. And it makes me to feel at home, even in
anywhere
when
in
I
Nigeria.
see my colleagues,
Well, let's look at where we are now and where we hope to be. There's much talk about incoming and outgoing, and it's our hope there will be a cohesion and a continuation. So we've been doing this journey almost 24 years. Some say we have done well. Some say we're not doing badly. Some say there's still a lot of ground to cover. Share your thoughts. You are the heart of the matter.
Yes, I think I'm in a good position to talk a little bit about that. The reason being that when I was in school, I saw a little bit of the Civil War as a very young person. And then we grew up attending school when things were a bit calm. And then after that, when we graduated, we were serving up there in the north. I was serving in the north, like I said earlier. That was the first time we had the coup of 1983-84. December 31st, 1983. We were doing youth service by then. And things were not easy because that was when they started the Senko and all the rest of them. But I know that from that 83 to 85, when there was another coup and then subsequently several coups, one thing I have mentioned here is that a democratic system of government gives you the opportunity to have an orderly transfer of power. For 24 years of unbroken democratic dispensation, we have done well. We're improving. People are looking up to us. Other countries. We can also improve on it.
Interesting.
That's what I enjoy doing.
Earlier we're talking about what unifies us. And some may say marrying outside your culture is something that will separate you. Some differ, that it rather brings us closer together. What are your thoughts?
It's absolutely in order, and it helps to really hold us together. The other thing is having good and positive friendship. I was reading something that happened between late Alex Ekweme and late Bumi Balogun, when he started
Former
this.
IGP.
Yeah. The late Bumi Balogun, the owner of FCMB Bank, who just died.
Otumba.
And you saw the friendship that really happened between them, where one took care of the other person's house when he was away during the Civil War. And when he came back, all the money served. He gave it to Alex Ekweme. And when Alex Ekweme became the vice president, he was able to help him, in getting his banking license, from what I read. So for me too, I have received tremendous support from the Yorubas. When I moved to Lagos, they were the one that encouraged me that, you had this successful starting or commencement. You need more education. We will need to help you to do this, to do that. And they also found me a job when I came to National Assembly to work for the first time. So we can build this relationship, hold it, and make young people who are coming
just like Beulah and her friends
understand that this is our nation. We have to really look for things that are positive about us and use them to hold ourselves together. You can see now that even the foods that come from the eastern part of the country, they've now become national food.
Indeed.
The ones from the west, they also become national food. The one from the north. So before you know it, we are able to hold ourselves
together. We are enjoying it for all of us.
This is a great country.
By all of us. Thank you, Honorable. We're still talking about Nigeria. When you hear the seat of power, one name or one phrase comes to mind. Asurak? Let's see this.
When Lagos was the country's capital, the presidential villa served as the president's official residence and office. The villa was built in the early 80s in the Dodan Barracks, a military settlement in Ikoyi, Lagos, and was constructed by Julius Berger Nigeria PLC, a renowned construction company in the country. However, a lot of consequences led to the relocation of the presidential villa to Asurok in the Federal Capital Territory.
When you go back in history, the first presidential villa, if I can call it that way, was in Calabar. Cross River happens to be the first federal capital of Nigeria before it was moved to Lagos and further later moved to Abuja. Calabar zone was for a very limited period. We have this Bonny camp in Lagos, which was more like a military fortified area. And that's where we had our presidential villa during the First Republic. In 1973, during the military regime of General Murtala Muhammad, who was unfortunately killed on February 13, 1976. His administration actually came up with having a presidential villa that would be neutral and owned by the entire country. Because of the controversy about, Lagos belongs to the West. So they want a neutral place, and they set up a committee. The committee then recommended carving out a place in the heartland in the center of Nigeria, which is how we came about the Abuja. It took about 15 years from the time of conception to the time of actualization.
Murtala Muhammad now saw how easy it was because of the location of Lagos, because of the chaotic, cosmopolitan kind of this thing in Lagos, and then because of the easy vulnerability of Lagos to international troubles, because of the international seas. You remember, it's an ocean, and then the Gulf of Guinea is there, and so many countries are these. So it can be a very easy way to bring about mercenaries, arms and ammunition to be able to cause havoc. So Murtala now decided that somewhere more secured, somewhere more befitting should be where it should be the seat of the federal capital of Nigeria. As a result of which he set up a team of eminent personalities and elder statesman, Justice Akinola Aguda, the former Chief Justice of Gambia. He was then charged with the responsibility to go and find out where it will be most suitable to have as the new capital city of Nigeria. They spent about 18 months navigating the nooks and corners of the country, at the end of which they now decided that because of one, the centrality of Abuja, because it is central. From any direction you come, it is central. The second factor is that according to the distance, it is more or less like no man's land. Even though there were Bagis, there were Hausas, there were Gondaras, there were Nupias, there were so many tribes. But essentially because it falls within a confluence of border, Niger State, Kogi State, Plateau State then, because then there was no Kogi, there was no, what do you call it, Nasarawa State. So Kwara then, so and Kaduna State. So before they could be able to do that, on the 13th of February 1976, General Murtala was assassinated. He was assassinated that Friday that he was assassinated. That was the Friday he was to inaugurate the white paper committee to really work out the decision. And then in the spirit of governance as a continual phenomenon, the successor to Murtala, General Olusegun Obasanjo, said that he will never turn back against what his principal, initiated. And then he now addressed the nation. He said that the nation has now decided that we are going to have a new federal capital city in the name of Federal Capital Territory within the Abuja area.
I'm pleased to take this opportunity.
About the seat of power there, Aso Rock. When we talk about seat of power, you already begin to know that and understand and comprehend that is the seat of the number one person, the leader, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When I was chatting with Honorable Simon Igbo just a few minutes ago, he tells me that what is so key about the seat of power and how it came to be was that Akinola Aguda was the head of the panel, and many of the members were from the south. But they chose the FCT as the federal capital for this seat because it was central to many. That's interesting, wouldn't you say? What are your thoughts, meanwhile, Beulah, about the seat of power, Aso Rock?
I feel like the name itself screams power, and I feel like that's such an interesting story that nobody really gets to know about. So,
oh, Beulah, I totally love you. That's fascinating. And children, listen and learn, okay? Beulah, nice one. Indeed, indeed. Nice name, it sticks, Aso Rock. Yeah. Nice story behind that we all should read and learn about and get the accurate facts so that we can continue to share it. It's part of our history, sir. Exactly. You say?
Exactly. Well, yes, it's a very important part of our history. If you listen to the gentleman who was trying to narrate this to us, who talked about beginning from Calabar, where we had the first headquarters for for Nigeria, and then moving to Lagos, and then from Lagos to Abuja. That's very, very, very important. And now we're here and we're developing it from the scratch. Another factor that was considered, if you read the report, is that it's a virgin area where we're not going to have too much trouble.
It was.
Ever. It was at that time. A virgin area at that point. And even though some people thought it was not going to work, but those who came in early, you can see they've actually
okay, it did and it is working. You know that the media plays a key role when a government is coming in, when we have outgoing, the media, all hands on deck, video, camera, stories, especially at the NTA, because we are at the forefront. And we've been so busy with rehearsals in the last 4 weeks. We also covered many of your sit-ins, panels and all that, where bills, acts, and we see how you put thoughts and ideas together.
Yeah. That's why we have everyone, some measure of specialization for individuals. What the thinkers, people like Max Weber them and all that, talked about why we should specialize to get the best out of people. Because it's not easy for anyone to walk in here and be able to coordinate things the way you are coordinating them. The reason being that you are specialized in this over the years. You've now become a professional. So it's important for the media to do that. But let me also say that the media has a serious responsibility in ensuring that they project positively the image of the country, because this goes very far. It goes beyond Nigeria. And we have to ensure that we project those things that are capable of making people look favorably.
Unification, cohesion,
Yeah.
celebrating our unique cultural diversity is our business. Like you said, we are core professionals while relenting. And that's why Susan has been up and doing this past week. And she wants to share now what she has found with the NTA, of course, taking center stage as always.
Nigeria, a nation of rich cultural diversity and vibrant democracy. In the fabric of this nation, one institution stands as a pillar of information, public discourse, and societal vigilance: the Nigerian Television Authority. Throughout the years, NTA has played a pivotal role in shaping public opinion and keeping citizens informed as we stand on the precipice of a new era. Nigeria prepares to swear in her newly elected leader, and the eye of the nation turned to the Nigerian Television Authority for accurate and comprehensive coverage.
First and foremost, let me say that we are not only just one of them, but we are at the forefront. Being a public medium in the first place, statutorily, we were 100% involved in the transition programs, and even morally, because this is a medium that drives its funding from government partially. So there is every reason why we should be at the forefront. I think any other medium that you talk about is just going to be secondary. But what is expected from the NTA is full coverage of all the activities leading to the 29th of May 2023, that is the inauguration day. And so far so good. We have a lineup of live events, and we have so far carried out some successfully.
The Nigerian Television Authority has always been committed to its mandate of providing reliable information and fostering public discourse. This upcoming inauguration is a momentous occasion for our nation. NTA is fully prepared to bring the historic event to every Nigerian, no matter where they may be.
Deployed the best hands we have, so our deployment in terms of equipment and human resources have been the best and top-notch, so that we are going to have a flawless transition. So we plan to bring every of the movements in Eagle Square, so that everybody is going to see it, so that when you are at home, you are going to have a panoramic view of the whole thing as if you are right there.
As the countdown to the inauguration continues, the dedicated media crew of NTA leaves no stone unturned. Their tireless effort to ensure that the joy and the hope of this significant moment is shared with all Nigerians through their commitment to excellence.
Basically, the news directorate.
We have done a lot of reports. We have covered all the activities that have been carried out so far. We provide the necessary activities or present them to the public as part of our mandate.
The role of a media in a democracy cannot be overstated. NTA serves as the watchdog, holding those in power accountable and fostering meaningful public discourse. The coverage of this inauguration will shape public opinion and set the tone for the new administration. Over the years, NTA has been the forefront of news coverage during critical moments in Nigeria's history, from independence celebrations to presidential elections. NTA has been providing a platform for dialogue and a window into the nation's progress.
There are other kinds of programs that NTA has produced that are already going on air. Some are still in the mill being produced, and so on and so forth. Some of them are going to be concurrently running as the live events are happening. Like the inauguration day on 29th, which is going to come up on Monday. As it is happening, there are going to be discussions in the studio. So NTA is going to
completely be taken over by all these chains of events.
So, as we eagerly await the inauguration, we invite you to tune in to the network service of the NTA for live coverage. Join us on this journey into a brighter future and stand united as one nation.
You're watching Weekend Deal. Beulah, you were just telling me a few comments about the NTA.
I just feel like the work done here at NTA is like very, very commendable, and you are doing such a good job, and you care about every individual in Nigeria, from the old to the young children like me, and I think that's something special that should be shared with the world.
Oh, wonderful, Beulah. Coming from you is so humbling. Honorable Sam, your final words about where Nigeria is, where we are going, and what we're putting in place to get there as a nation.
Yeah, we are making steady progress despite the challenges we have had over the years, and the progress we have made is clear. We're on the right track. All we need to do is to ensure that we bring everyone together so that all the resources that we have, human and mineral, especially the talent, the intellect that we have here in the country, we can bring all these things together to truly take our pride of place.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sam Onuigbo, Honorable Member, House of Representatives, member of the 9th Assembly and the sponsor of the Climate Change Act. Thank you for being here with us on Weekend Deal. A break beckons. We urge you not to go away. We will be right back. Weekend Deal. Well, the children have it.
Hi, Abdullahi. Would you like to share your poem with us?
Yes.
Go on.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is President Muhammad Buhari. I am a spoken word artist. The title of my poem is Life in Spoken Word. I am a writer with spoken lines. I derive my confidence from my words. I chew words like cola nut in the mouth of a toothless old man. Life is not about what you do or what you say, for the world hears and sees. Call me a painter because I paint words. I dream to be an astronaut, then a spoken word artist. While I am in the moon, my words echo on land. Every day I express myself in words, for poems and my books that comes in my imagination. I am a writer. I am going to write until my imagination fades. Alas, my aim is to be a star. For that is the way to be a spoken word artist. But you have to be a reader before you are a writer. That is the life of a young spoken word artist. Named President Muhammad Buhari. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Abdullahi, that's fantastic. And coincidentally, you are the namesake of President Muhammadu Buhari. Interesting. But we'll have to wrap up our show now. Thank you for coming to join us. Take a seat and join us in saying our goodbyes. Beulah, it's been a great Children's Day and a great time on Weekend Deal. Well, share your experience with Nigerians in 30 seconds.
This was a great experience. I got to meet the president, and lots of ideas and thoughts from renowned people have been shared with me. So thank you for this.
Great. And it was awesome having you, Beulah. Awesome having you, Abdullahi, as well. We also saw our Director General, our Comrade Abdulhamid Dembo, sharing NTA's plans and what we're going to do, how we have been rehearsing, getting ready for the inauguration, which comes up on Monday. From all of us here, it's been a fantastic time. Indeed, Nigeria, we are better together. Can't you see? Can't you see? Fantastic. Join us again bright and early tomorrow morning, also on the show. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.